Want to run faster, jump higher, move with more power? The Sports Recovery and Development Program at Bridges Therapy Group builds speed, strength, agility, and endurance while correcting movement issues that can cause injury. Give your athlete the edge. Schedule an assessment today at srdathlete.com.
My boss is my 83-year-old aunt. She runs the show out there.
Tex-Mex definitely has y'all beat. I'll give y'all that. But Wright's barbecue is definitely top tier. When you play football, you know, everything kind of feels right in life.
I feel like you need to put that on a t-shirt. It's a full commitment coming to Sharp's house.
Yeah, I've had coaches get a bus, bring them in a bus.
Welcome in to Varsity Vibe, where we are elevating the conversation around high school sports. Thank you so much for joining us. Great that you're here with us, and we are so excited to give you this opportunity to learn a little bit more about the players, coaches, communities, teams that you love to follow. I'm your host, Alyssa Orange, and this is what we're going to do between this podcast, our social media platforms, and our newsletter, which, by the way, go sign up for the newsletter. varsityvibearkansas.com. Put in your email, and you're going to get a newsletter twice a week in your inbox, giving you everything you need to know about what's going on in high school sports in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and around the state. We start with your Lewis Automotive opening drive. Looking to upgrade your vehicle? It's the trade-in, trade-out event at Lewis Automotive. Get double the factory warranty, all backed by the Lewis Guarantee, happening now in Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington. When you take a look at just last year alone for the athletic calendar, 30 state championships in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley alone. That is 30 teams that deserve to be celebrated. And that's what we're here for. We want to make sure that we are highlighting every athlete that deserves those recognitions, every team, every coach, as I mentioned. When you look around at success, Fayetteville High School has had a lot of it. The Bulldogs are one of the most successful programs when it comes to football in the area. The last state championship they won was in 2023, led by head coach Casey Dick. On top of that, Fayetteville has had plenty of successful quarterbacks come through the program recently. Guys like Brandon Allen, Austin Allen, Taylor Powell, and Drake Lindsay. The next guy up is a guy that brings a lot of talent to Fayetteville, transferring in from Boerne, Texas. Hank Hendrix is a guy that a lot of people around the country already know his name. He is getting recruited by every major Division I program, it feels like right now, and he's just a junior. He's got a lot of excitement to come over here into Fayetteville and see what kind of legacy, what he can do, this next chapter for him, what it looks like. And it was exciting to be able to take some time and sit down with him and see how things are going as the new guy under center for Fayetteville High School. Fayetteville quarterback Hank Hendrix, new to the area, but not new to college football, got a lot of attention, and we're excited to talk about it, but we're excited to have you on Varsity Vibe. First off, welcome, and welcome to Fayetteville. You moved here from Boerne, Texas. I know where that is, but for people who don't, tell me where Boerne is.
Yeah, so Boerne's down south in Texas, pretty close to the border. Definitely hill country. There's a lot of grass out there, a lot of hills, and it was good. It was a good place to be from. But yeah, like you said, being here in Fayetteville, it's been awesome. It's been an easy transition with just football and the whole community, and we love it here. So yeah, definitely glad to be here.
When did you get into town? Your dad, which we'll talk about a little bit more, with the university and the football staff. Your brother is a freshman tight end over there. So when did you guys get into town?
We got here end of February. So I started school early March. And when I started, I got right into spring ball. So it was really, I didn't skip a beat, which was nice. But yeah, so we got here late February, early March.
What's been your favorite part about Fayetteville? Does it remind you a little bit of the Texas Hill Country? Because I feel that way. I have family down there, and I feel that way.
Yes, Fayetteville has like kind of surprised our whole family. Kind of like every time I either talk to a buddy or whatever, I'm like, it feels pretty similar. But kind of with like a small college town too.
Yeah.
Everything's pretty close. You definitely kind of feel like the atmosphere, especially with students coming back right now. So that's been fun. But it's been fun. Yeah, it's been good.
How's the food, by the way? Should we compare Texas barbecue and Texas Tex-Mex to the food up here yet, or how are we doing?
Tex-Mex definitely has y'all beat. I'll give
Okay.
y'all that. But
Okay.
Wright's barbecue is definitely top tier. I love that place.
Yeah, I think we'll take that. We'll take that. How has that transition been and adjusting to a brand new school, a brand new state, and a brand new set of teammates?
Yeah, it's been a little different. I will say Fayetteville's probably twice the size, at least in high school of Boerne. So I guess meeting a lot of new people on that first day being here. But it's been good. The teammates and the coaching staff, all these guys are awesome. They've definitely like embraced me. Like I said, I think Springs when I came, we go and we really didn't skip a beat, which was nice. And so yeah, just getting to build a relationship with those guys more and more, especially in the summer when you can just hang out whenever you want, and then yeah, even build a better relationship with the coaching staff.
What's been the focus for you as you learn this new offense that you're in? But obviously, as you continue to hone your craft, I know you have big time collegiate aspirations, and you're a highly recruited guy at the quarterback position. And so, where are you really focusing on how you want to improve while also having to learn a brand new offense?
Yeah, a good thing for me was the offense is pretty similar. So some even like language is pretty similar, and then most of our kind of route trees and route concepts has been similar. So that's been good. Um, and then probably right now it's just really just focusing in, I guess, yeah, like with the teammates and like with the offense, and not just. I still kind of work on my own stuff, make sure like I can make the certain throws. But right now it's just making sure everyone's on the same page and that we can move as a unit and play fast and play physical and just at the end of the day just do our assignment. Everyone can do their own job, and then that's going to be good going forward.
You've been so used to your dad being your coach. Now, a guy like Casey Dick, who played D1 football, to have him as a quarterback and to kind of soak up his knowledge, his resources. What's that relationship been like?
No, it's been awesome. Coach Dick has been awesome, and Coach V. I mean, when I moved here, I was probably in their office every day watching film with them. And so, like I said, moving into spring ball, it just helped everything because when you play football, everything kind of feels right in life. So, got to be here and, yeah, just got to watch film with them almost every day, just talk and hang out. And then, yeah, like just going forward and just being around them every day has definitely just opened our relationship, and we can joke about a lot of things and just have a good time.
I feel like you need to put that on a t-shirt. When you play football, everything is right in life. Like that feels like a t-shirt you need to be
For sure.
rocking
We
right
need to
now.
trademark that.
You do. Hurry up. You need to get to the patent office, get that trademarked ASAP. Speaking of quarterbacks, speaking of coming through Fayetteville, I don't know exactly what the history was at Boerne, but no pressure. You've had guys come before you go through this program at Fayetteville, like Brandon Allen, Austin Allen, Taylor Powell, Drake Lindsay. All those guys are playing or played big time D1 football. What's it like to kind of know that there's that legacy and history there at a team you're now leading?
I mean, it's good because you just kind of come in and just people expect a lot out of you as a quarterback position, and I kind of like that. I like that people hold me to a high standard, and then Drake actually got to come down here in the spring, so I got to meet him, which is really nice. He's awesome. Yeah, I got to pick his brain too, just talk about kind of the recruiting process and how he's doing at Minnesota, and so yeah, he was great. And then yeah, I mean, it's nice knowing that I guess this offense in school produces good quarterbacks, and all in having success definitely knows that they get coached and they go through the process, and they're going to be better for it going forward.
Let's talk about this recruiting process as you enter your junior season. So much attention. I know you've already made a ton of visits. You have a ton of offers already on the table for you. How do you personally handle all of that as you look ahead, but not try to make it too overwhelming?
It's been good. Definitely like in spring, and then when they could legally contact you, whenever that date happened in like June, it got a little busy. So just making time, scheduling calls. But as we get closer to the season, it's been nice because I still talk to some people, but everyone's pretty focused on their own stuff. So still get like text and maybe call for a couple minutes, but I've kind of made it pretty clear to most people that I'm pretty focused on the team, and that just if we can keep stacking days, and as much as it's going to be in the future, but just trying to focus on the now and be with these guys and just focus on our season.
That's a great approach. I love it. It's just, look, what'll happen, what'll happen. I'll know exactly
Yeah.
how I feel when the time comes. I just kind of want to enjoy the now. Do you feel like that's hard sometimes though, when there is so much pressure? It feels like with the way that college football is and the attention that it gets nationally.
Yeah, a little bit. It definitely, like I said, when it kind of picked up, and a lot of these coaches can legally call you and just kind of call you out the blue and just try to build relationships. It got a little busy and a little overwhelming, but I've got a great support system at home, and then having two older brothers kind of go through this process too, um, and just also probably being humbled by them. I'm the little brother, so just knowing that. Just don't get too big of a head. It's really cool that this is happening and it's awesome. But like I said, just try to take it one day at a time, and then focus back on the teammates, because at the end of the day, I'm going to battle with them, and this season's going to count.
Yeah, take it one day at a time. I love that. Tell me about you as a quarterback. If you were to describe yourself, your skill set, what would that be?
I'd probably say I definitely try to be more, I guess, mentally sharp and focused. Try to know what's coming at me before the balls even snaps. And then probably just for me, just making every throw. I think that's a big part of my game, is knowing what's going to happen and then anticipating it and making the throw. I can use my legs every now and then, but that's probably not a strong suit of my game. I definitely like to probably stay in the pocket and just deliver the ball to the guys on the outsides, because we have some guys that can go. So if we can just get them the ball and let them do their thing, my job's going to be pretty easy.
Let's talk about you off the field. Tell me a little bit about who Hank Hendrix is away from football, even though, life is good when you're playing football. What's life away from football?
It's good. Definitely hang out with family and friends. I'd say I'm pretty fun, pretty outgoing. I'm definitely like to joke around with people, and like I said, in the summer, kind of being new, bringing spring and then building the relationship, and where summer where I can drive now, so I can go to other people's
the freedom.
houses, and we can go, we can go swimming, we can go throw routes, and then go hang out. So that's been nice. It's just just getting away from football, but you're still with your teammates, which is probably the best part. Is building that relationship to where you can trust each other on Friday nights, because you're with each other a lot. So it's been fun.
You an outdoor guy?
Yeah, I'm probably both.
Okay.
I wouldn't know if I'm more of I don't really like to go hike. I mean, it's fun every now and then, but I'm not kind of that nature guy. But I definitely love to be just outdoors and by a pool or the lake or just water. It's probably my thing.
Okay. I love it. Is there anything that maybe on a Northwest Arkansas bucket list you have that you haven't gotten to yet, you've heard you want to check out?
I don't know. Probably play the Blessings.
Yes. Yeah.
I love the golf, and I know.
I think that's on everyone's bucket list, to be honest with you.
Someone on our team invited me sometime early summer, and I ended up having something, but we've been talking. I think we're hopefully going to go soon. I had a friend from Boerne. Yeah,
I hope that you have a whole golf bag of balls, because you're going to lose about 4 of them.
Yes. That's why my brother's best friend from Boerne, he plays golf at Tech, so he came in for a tournament and played the Blessings. So we were out there walking and following him. And it was tough. I didn't know.
You had no idea how many deep gullies that thing had. You hit it in that gap. See you later.
It was hard walking. That's why my brother was caddying for him, and he came off just gassed. He was like, we walked so much, it was tough. But
I swear they make that course tougher every other year.
Probably.
Well, hey, man, it's really great to catch up with you. Really excited to see what your junior season at Fayetteville looks like and what the Purple Dogs can do this upcoming season. If you have kind of a message to the Fayetteville Purple Dog fans to kind of get to know you, get excited about you, what would you tell them?
Probably just get ready. I definitely think it's probably going to be entertaining. I definitely play probably with a lot of passion, and so definitely win at all costs. I think, especially with the guys we have, I think if we can just all be on the same page, and just go forward as a unit, I think it'll be a really fun season, and it'll be pretty entertaining to watch. So it should be good.
Well, I'm excited to see you out there in person. I know a lot of fans are too, man. Thanks so much for the time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We're going to have our first opportunity to see Hank Hendrix in action for a benefit game against Greenwood coming up later on tonight. The Bulldogs going to have fun down there at Greenwood. That one starts at 7 p.m. Coming up after the break, when you look around at teams that have found that success, built that culture the right way, Rogers is all of that and more. What Chad Harbison has been able to do taking over in 2021 to help create that culture and sustain that level of success has been really fun to watch. And we break that down with him, explore exactly what it is that he wants to leave at Rogers, build at Rogers, the success that he's had, and how they can take it to the next step, try to get a little bit further in that playoff run, see if Rogers can win their very first state title under his leadership. That conversation after this.
If you're an athlete that wants to improve your game, maybe improve your 40, jump higher, have better agility, Bridges Therapy Group's Sport Recovery and Development Program can help. They've been helping student athletes reach their highest potential for quite a while now. They've got a team that includes physical therapists, athletic trainers, personal trainers, and occupational therapists. And together, they design individual plans to build speed, explosive power, agility, strength, and endurance. Whether your athlete's returning from rehab or working for a competitive edge, SRD provides the training and guidance to help them succeed. Schedule your athlete's assessment today at srdathlete.com.
Quick Turf is the go-to team for building championship-level sports facilities for public schools, private schools, and the entire school district. They also install beautiful backyard putting greens for homeowners. Known for lifelike, eco-friendly turf, Quick Turf handles everything from design and lighting to drainage and final landscaping. Their all-in-one approach delivers high-performance surfaces for athletes and low-maintenance greens that last for years. With preventative maintenance programs, they keep every field and green looking game day ready. Schedule a free consultation today at quickturf.com. That's QIKturf.com.
Matt Lewis with Lewis Automotive Group, excited to announce our trade-in, trade-up event. During this event, you get thousands extra for your trade value. Plus, it's all backed by the Lewis Guarantee. Double the factory warranty, that's a 10-year, 120,000-mile powertrain, plus you get 1 year worth of maintenance on us. This event's only going on at Lewis Automotive Group and is at all of our locations in Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington.
Could a little extra support help your child shine even brighter? Bridges Therapy Group empowers kids to live their best life with expert pediatric therapy services tailored to their needs. Their team offers occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy, guiding families from the first evaluation to every milestone along the way. Give your child the tools to succeed and shine. Visit btgpeds.com to learn more and schedule your appointment today. That's btgpeds.com. Really excited about our next guest on the show, Rogers head coach Chad Harbison. Coach, really excited again to talk to you about your team this year, but also about how you've been able to build a culture there with the Mounties since you took over in 2021. But let's kind of take you back to that day in February where they announced that you were the new head coach in Rogers and you'd been the OC. You started your career there as the running backs coach. I mean, what did that moment mean to you when that announcement came down?
Well, I thought the process was a little bit long. And so I was really, to be honest with you, I was interviewing for other places because I was not sure what was going to happen. And then our principal came and approached me and asked me if I wanted the job. And obviously I accepted that. So I don't know. I just felt really good about the opportunity and a head coaching job in 7A West. There's not very many of those in our state. So, having the opportunity to be one of those guys was really special.
And you knew the program. Again, you'd been in it. You came back in 2019, and you knew that there was an opportunity for Rogers to have success and to have a winning culture. You just had to kind of help build it and maintain it. Where did that start as you got your staff together and really focused on exactly what you wanted your mission to be?
Yeah, I think it really started when I got here, just because I've been in a lot of places, and Coach Lloyd hired me, and he really gave me a lot of freedom and opportunity to really dive in there and work at it. So, that's kind of where we got going, and then obviously when I got the job, it's just one of those deals where I felt like it was everything we needed was here. It just needed to be. We just had to do some organizational stuff and fix some things at the lower levels to try to give us a chance to develop our kids. I felt like our kids were underdeveloped, and I think that was just something that was just more a systematic problem that we had to fix. And then obviously getting the right people in here that were willing to work and do the work it takes to do all that was the second step. And that's when we put our staff together. And I knew before I got the job, I've been doing this a long time. I know a lot of people. I felt real comfortable about being able to go out and get the guys I needed and that we wanted, that we felt like would be the best fit. And our administration was great with that. I mean, it happened pretty fast, and we got everybody together, got everybody hired and got to work.
Whether you're familiar with Rogers and the history that this football program has had over just the last 10 years, I mean, there were 3 seasons where it was 1-10 and 2-9. But you didn't feel like that was really indicative of what this football program was.
No, and I think the talent's here. We felt like we had. I mean, it's Northwest Arkansas. It's a big school, Northwest Arkansas. We got 2,500 kids in our school. There's talent around. It's just, I think, like you said, it's just, I think it goes all the way back to that developmental thing, and it happened faster than we anticipated happening. But I think that's just another something I just can take my hat off to the kids that we had that bought in really, really quick, and then the coaches that I brought in that do such an outstanding job with them. And our kids just bought in real quick. And all of a sudden, our first year, we jump out there and win 9 games and host the first playoff game and in the stadium. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, because we thought it would take us 2 or 3 years to get to that. And we jumped out there real quick and got that done. And to be honest with you, we're kind of like, okay, we got to find a way to get past that point now, because we've been in we've been in a cycle now for 4 years where we're winning 8-9 games and winning a first round playoff game and then getting bounced in the second round. So, that's our next step.
I love that you make that point about your players. And how that buy-in was so important. I mean, you guys as coaches can preach whatever you want to. If these players aren't buying in, you don't see those results. Maybe tipping your cap to those guys early on when you put that head coaching hat on, who really believed in the vision that you guys were building.
Well, I thought the kids that were already here, that I'd been around for the first 2 years, I'll never forget when I went in the day they knew I got hired. The kids were happy, and I thought that makes you feel good as a head coach. You've already have that relationship. You've already started building those relationships with those guys, and they had confidence in me, which that's huge. If they don't believe in me and as a human being and as a man, as a coach, and it's hard to get anywhere with them. So that was really big, having that buy-in for those guys. And then, like I said, I've hired the best coaching staff in the state and put in here. And now it's just all of our guys, our whole coaching staff is like that. And I think for us, it's just a very, very relational, it's very relational with our players. We try to really dig deep and do a lot and coach their hearts and try to make sure that they know that we care about them as people and as human. And I think when you get to that level, you have an opportunity to have success that we're having, because they know you care, and they know you care, authentically care about what they're doing, about their life and about their results. And I think we get the most out of them that way.
And I think you also now lay down a level of pride. I mean, you talked about it. You look back, 9 wins, 8 wins, 8 wins, 8 wins. Guys don't want to be the class in there to drop the ball, right? And so to have that groundwork and that pride already laid down there since 2021, it just kind of helps continue to elevate and maintain a consistent level of success for you guys.
It does. I think the expectations are there now. Our guys believe when we walk out, we're going to win. And, that's a huge, obviously that's huge. It's the confidence in it. And then, I think the other thing too, if you go back and look at our playoff game scores where we've lost in the playoffs, well, the first year is we get mercy ruled, in 2021. Then, the second year we're a little bit better. And then the third year, we get beat at Bryant, but it's a very competitive game into the fourth quarter. They're really good. And then the last year, it's whoever has the ball last at Conway. So we've seen that gap close against those really good Central teams down there. And I think with this group, they have the confidence that we could be very competitive.
As we talk about this next group, what is it? What is going to take to get over that kind of 2 playoff game hump that you guys are on?
Well, I think really what it does, it boils down to how well we play in the regular season, and maybe we can get ourselves in a better position going into the playoffs because, we've been a 3 or a 4 seed the last 4 years, which gets us a home game to open the playoffs, but we're on the road from then on, and it'd be nice to be in a second round game at home, and that's really would be if we set goals, that'd be the goal is to be in a position to have a bye and play here at home in the second round to give ourselves that best opportunity. So I think that's the biggest thing is, can we get in the regular season? Can we get in the top 2 somehow this year and give ourselves a chance to be here in the playoffs?
Well, you sound like you like your team. Tell me about them. Tell me about this 2025 squad that you got going on.
Well, I mean, we just got a bunch of good kids. Obviously we got a couple of outstanding players that aren't secrets anymore with Braxton, Lindsay, and Jeff Regan. We've tried to keep them undercover as long as we can, but the secret's out. They're really, really good. And, both of them have got, Division I offers and they both committed. I mean, Braxton's committed to BYU and Jeff's committed to play for the Air Force Academy. So those are really good players, but I think that's great. And we love them, and they're good kids, and they're not good players, and they're good teammates. They do everything the right way, but really what it boils down to is how good is our supporting cast, and I think that's the deal that's going to be the difference. We really, really like the guys around those 2 dudes, and we just we got a lot of returning starters on offense. Basically, all of our skill kids are back. I think we're improved in the offensive line quite a bit this spring and winter. We got a couple juniors and a couple seniors playing. We got some juniors and seniors both playing there, but last year we're playing sophomores, So then defensively, like I said, we just returned some really good, like Hunter Dickey's a defensive end that I think flies under the radar. That's really good. It's just an outstanding high school football player, and Herson Cruz, another defensive lineman, is really good. They're just good, really good high school players that are going to have a chance probably at the D2 level to play. So, and I mean, we got at every level in our defense, we got some guys returning that with some experience that do a really good job. So that's going to really help us.
Do you get a sense, maybe specifically from your senior class, that they want to be the class that takes Rogers to the next step?
They believe that they can. I get that sense. They play with confidence, and we don't really talk about all that. We try to be a process driven group to where we try to focus on. I know it's cliche to say all that stuff, but we really do just try to focus on today. We don't look down the road. We don't sit here and say, man, we don't put goals up about all this. We just try to embrace our process and try to find a way to get better every day. And And I think our coaches do an outstanding job of just keeping our kids in that mode. And so, but yeah, I believe our guys feel they can make some noise and do it and get us over that hump. I do.
Mm-hmm. I know you've summed it up. You've kind of touched on it a little bit, but if I said, what is Mounties football this season? How would you sum that up for me?
Oh man, that's kind of that's a neat way to phrase a question, I guess. I don't know. I think we're going to be fun to watch. Because I think we can have the potential to be very explosive offensively and very disruptive defensively. So I think from a fan's perspective, if people like watching high school sports, I think you would enjoy watching our team play. They're going to play hard. They're going to play physical. They're going to play fast. They're not going to quit. And so, I just think they're just a group of kids that like each other. You can tell when your team and when your locker room's in a good spot. Mm-hmm. And that's if you feel good about what's going on in there. And I try to keep a pulse on that because every coach can probably tell you they've had years when that kind of got out of control and it wasn't as good as it needs to be in there. But this group, man, they get it. They get it. And I love the humility that they possess with confidence. And that's kind of how we want to go is we're not going to thump our chest and do all that stuff, but we're going to try to play with a humble confidence and respect everybody and just go out and do our jobs. And I think this team's really focused on just taking care of that thing one day at a time, like I said.
Do you have anything that you do as a head coach personally as you head into the season? You've been doing this so long. I didn't know if there was hey, I kind of have to get my mind right. I have some quiet time. Like as you approach every season, do you kind of have a little bit of a routine that you go through?
I'm a little different than most guys. I got a lot going on, and I mean I have a farm and a bunch of cattle, and me and my family, we bail our own. We do I do a lot of stuff when I'm not here, but so yeah, I have to kind of wind down the work away from football in the summer. Okay. And my family knows, like last Monday was August 4th. It's fall camp. Yeah. They know we'll see you in December.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of. And that's how we do it. And and it's kind of, I still get home and try that. That's to me, I do that stuff. That's how you get rid of the stress of what's going on here is I get out there and whatever, get on the tractor or whatever equipment or whatever I do. And it's just kind of, that's our instant gratification job where what we do is such a delayed gratification type job. And so I do believe that there is what we call an in-season mode that we do. Every coach will tell you when you get into that, and it's I don't want to call it a grind because we love it, but just when you get into that mode, you're locked into that mode until it's over. And it takes you a few weeks to get out of it when it ends. It really does, because you don't realize how tired you are until it's over and all the adrenaline's gone. And all that stuff at the end of the season is probably as much of a transition as it is going into it. So, but I don't know if there's a ritual there, but but I do know that we have our mindset has to get locked in.
Yeah.
The year.
Yeah. It sounds like not only are you going from football to farming and what you're explaining, but also, I mean, talk about the family support that involves too, being able to do both.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm lucky my kids live out there with me. I've got grown kids, so they live out there, and my grandsons are out there. So, and and my boss is my 83-year-old aunt. She runs the show out there, make sure we stay straight. So, we enjoy that. We don't do that because we have to. We do it. It's been in our family for 120 something years. So we do that because we enjoy that. We live out there because that's just what we do, and that's where we live. And so it's a special thing for us and special for our family. And it's really very special to my wife and I that our kids are all living out there with us and in the same property. And so that support is huge. They know that I'm gone, and they know that I'm busy, and they know what I do, but they also love it too, because I got grandsons that are ball boys on the sideline and are at practice a lot and hang around and know all the kids and all the players. I love that part too, because you get to watch them, and it helps me with our players, because I can use those kids right there as that straight example of the influence they have on my grandsons. Because they'll tell me, is those kids are the best judge of character. You can't fool them, Yeah. But yeah, that's family sports huge. It's important, and it just. But I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky, very blessed to live where I live, to get to do what I do, and have the family that I have.
Yeah, best of both worlds. It sounds like for you. Do you take any of your players to the farm? Have they been out there?
Oh yeah. We try to get out there. I do have a couple of them that come work sometimes that I've hired. I got one of our assistant coaches has a son on the team that's a good friend of mine, and that's also our hunting property. So they all come out there and do that. So I do have players that come work quite often. So that's good. But we also, I'll bring them out and do a cookout every year, and we do a thing in season called family groups. So once a week, I try to have a group come out to the house, and just that every coach has a group, and we do this every week. They may go to Fast Lanes, they may go to Top Golf, and they may go to Coach Harb's house or whatever, but every week our coaches are taking guys and going and doing stuff off the field. It's just kind of something we do, just there again to help build those relationships. And one of those things they do is come to my house and hang out. So it's kind of neat. They come out there and they're like, whoa, you live in the country, they don't understand. Yeah. And it's 25 miles from here. So it takes a minute to get down there. So they,
it's a full commitment coming to Harp's house.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've had them out there. I've had coaches get a bus, bring them in a bus, and they'll bring the bus down there. So it's pretty cool to have them come out.
I also feel like it'd be a fun team bonding experience to milk a cow.
Yeah. Well, we probably haven't done any milking, but I had them come out last year, and I had to do some feeding, and they went with me and did some. I just had my Unity Council group, my leadership group come out, and they went and helped me do some. And these kids, a lot of them have never been out in a place like that. Their families don't do that kind of work, or there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that they haven't experienced.
I've never experienced really much like that either. So
it's kind of neat, because we're beef cattle farmers, and my son's a horse trainer, so we have horses and cows, and man, they love to pet the horses, and it's just a different experience for them. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah, that is really. It sounds like I need to bring my 7-year-old to Coach Harp's farm one day. Yeah. He would love that.
Yeah, they have a good time. There's a lot to do.
Well, I'm excited for you to get the season started. Are you antsy? Are you nervous? Are you just ready for it to get going?
No, we're not. We're neither antsy nor nervous. We're ready. This is a group. Like I said, we had a lot of kids returning. I think we could line up and play tomorrow. Really, it's like when we come in and start planning practices. So because you can only install stuff so many times that and really what our coaches do a great job at, and what they enjoy, is game plans and getting ready to play somebody. And when we start breaking down stuff, and that's when it gets fun, because with the group like we have, we feel like we have a lot of flexibility to do a lot of different things if we need to. We try to keep it simple and do what we do, but at the same time, our kids are really good. They've been, like I said, we've got the system. They've not been in any other system now. So I feel like that's another thing that's helped us close the gap, is just the fact that we've got the same coordinators we've had for the last 5 years, the same everything's the same. And from 7th grade on, these kids have been in it. And so they know. And so our knowledge has gotten better. So it makes it for coaching. It makes it like, okay, we can say this or do this, and they get it. And they pick up on it quick. So our coaches really enjoy the game plan piece. So we're ready to dive into that.
I tell you what, I heard a coach on the college level say continuity is priceless.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. And I can go all the way back to my first year here. We had a defensive coordinator change. Second year, had a defensive coordinator named, and then 2021, we hired our coordinator. But that was part of it. You can't, it's just hard. It takes a while. And that continuity is special because once they have that foundational knowledge coming through, and then you can build off of that, it makes it a lot easier. And what it does, it just speeds it up for them. They can process so much faster and play faster. And it's just, we feel like we've kind of gotten over that hurdle. So now we're trying to reach that next ring on the ladder here.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, we're going to pencil in a time to come to the farm, and best of luck this upcoming season.
All right. Appreciate you.
Coach Harbison going to be able to get a first look at his group. They head down to Russellville for a benefit game between Russellville and Cabot tonight at 6 p.m. That is going to do it for this episode of Varsity Vibe. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, like, subscribe, follow us on social media, subscribe here where you get your podcasts and over on YouTube, as well as make sure to get yourself involved and get in the know. Head over to varsityvibearkansas.com and get the newsletter in your inbox twice a week. A special shout out to our sponsors, Lewis Automotive Group, Bridges Therapy, and Quick Turf. Thanks so much for joining us.